Andrew Duncan with the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. I was on my way to shoot some video today and had somebody send me this message from Grok, which is the AI version of Elon Musk's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And it asked who the best real estate team in Tampa Bay was. And I was super proud that Grok and ChatGPT, because I checked it there too, both spit out that the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty is the best real estate team in Tampa Bay. Now, it did say, here's a few teams, but it put us in the first place. So it talked about some other teams that were good, but I was ranked up there the highest. And that is because we are constantly putting our 20-year track record on the line to help customers buy and sell real estate here in Tampa Bay. And what I want to tell you about today is if you are a home buyer or an investor and you are looking for the best deal in the market, I'm going to give you some tips today on where to find it. And it's probably going to be kind of surprising to you because I believe the most overlooked properties are the ones that have the best opportunity. So for example, I tell all of my investor clients and me personally that the best deals in the marketplace for a home buyer or home investor come one of two ways. Either an off-market opportunity that not everyone else knows about so that you have the ability to negotiate directly without competition, or secondarily, a home that's been on the market for a while. Now you might ask, what is a home that's been on the market for a while and what is an off-market property? Well, an off-market property is simply a property that's not listed with a broker and not heavily advertised, maybe a pocket listing or, buying from an owner directly without a broker involved or not presently on the MLS. So when a home goes onto the MLS, it is going to get more exposure and more interest. So you're going to likely have competition and the seller is in kind of a leveraged position. So those off-market opportunities are some of the best opportunities because there isn't a broker on the other side. So that can essentially sometimes reduce some costs, but it also may give a buyer a better chance to get a better deal. Now, there are reasons why a seller might choose not to put a home on the market all the way. Maybe they don't want the inconvenience. They don't want the neighbors knowing. They want a quick and clean transaction. They have a home that needs a lot of work. There are all kinds of reasons for it, or simply they're just in the beginning phases and they're thinking about selling and you happen to find out that they're thinking about it. So that is what an off-market home is. An off-market home is just not regularly being advertised. So those are great opportunities. We run into those all the time for our buyers. We have an enormous database. We comb that database all the time for people that use our website, and their activity on our website gives us clues into how likely they are to sell. AI helps us with some of that. It helps identify people that match data or demographics to make people think that they're likely to sell. But we bring those opportunities to our buyers all the time. So if you're working with an agent and that agent isn't bringing you off-market opportunities, you might have the wrong agent because those are some of the best opportunities in the market. The next segment of the best opportunities in the market I talked about are homes that have been on the market a while. And let me explain why that matters and why those are some of the best homes in the market. Well, first and foremost, the premise, but just society in general today, everyone is so focused on social media, social gratification, what other people think of them, to the point where over time, it's become harder and harder for home buyers that aren't as educated and aren't necessarily thinking about it from an investment perspective to fall in love with homes that have been on the market a while. And for them, a home that's been on the market a while is equivalent to making an Instagram post or a Facebook post or a TikTok and getting no likes, comments, or views. It means that no one likes that property and people don't want to buy a property that no one likes. So naturally, when consumers see that a property doesn't get liked by other people, just like the post that they would make on social media that they may delete because it doesn't get any traction, they skip the home if other people don't like it. If it's 100 days, 150 days, 200 days on market, they think something's wrong with it. The reality is that is not the case. It can be the case, but it's not foolproof. So when a home gets stale, consumers start to think something's wrong with it, and then it becomes a harder uphill battle to get that home sold. So what does that mean? That means as a home buyer, you have a great opportunity to negotiate. Home's been on the market a while, it's not getting as many looks as it used to, and you have a seller that needs to sell, you might be able to get a better deal on that house. Secondarily, a lot of consumers think, oh, that house has been on the market a while, there's something wrong with it, or it's overpriced. The reality is that society's norms today work against that home now. That home may be very well priced and have excellent condition and excellent photos now. But when it went on the market, The agent or the seller, depending on how the property is represented, completely missed the boat, did bad marketing, overpriced it, maybe took crappy photos. By the time they got that stuff corrected and realized that was the problem, they'd already missed the newness of the market. They'd missed it. And now they're just fighting an uphill battle. The home may be very well priced. It may be a great opportunity. It may be a great house. Another thing that happens is that real estate agents, unfortunately, especially in a market like today, where it is not as many transactions, not as much money flowing, real estate agents cut out expenses. One of the expenses they cut out, professional photos. So then maybe they skimp on photos. Maybe they take the photos themselves, maybe use their phone. Maybe they don't tell the client to clean up the house. Maybe the photos just look bad, but the home is great. Maybe they took the photos on a rainy day. Everybody's clicking next because it looks dreary. It doesn't look like sunshine and rainbows. And then all of a sudden you've got a home that's stale, all because photos on a rainy day or bad photos. Maybe they get the photos corrected. Maybe the photos are great now. And then consumers are like, why hasn't this one sold? So there are a lot of reasons why homes haven't sold after 100 or 200 days. And most of the time, the homes get corrected in price and the marketing stuff or condition stuff gets corrected. And now that seller, the market is working against them because people think something's wrong with it. And society has taught people to want what other people want and want the new hot thing. So those properties aren't considered new and hot. So everyone passes on them. But those are the best opportunities to get instant equity, to negotiate a great deal, to get great terms, and maybe get the house of your dreams. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the same house marketed by two different agents and look like a completely different house. The one agent uses great photography, great marketing, great copy. The other one doesn't. And consumers click next on the one that doesn't and think something's wrong with the house, or they're just not as attracted to the house as the one that uses the pro photography. So there may be nothing wrong with that house. They may just have a lazy real estate agent, or a real estate agent that doesn't have the money to spend on photos. And that hurts the seller, of course, but you're not looking out for the seller's best interest. You're the buyer. You're looking out for your best interest. So work with an agent. Tell your agent to show you old houses and look past the ugly photos and look at the price history. You may think, oh, maybe it hasn't moved because it's priced at X. But if they've had a massive price drop, maybe the price it's at now is market or close to market or below market. If the photos look ugly, go look at it in person. Again, photos can be deceiving. I've had plenty of times where the photos look amazing, you show up and it's a crap house. And then I've had it where the photos look like crap and you show up and it's an amazing house. But photos deceive consumers into looking at houses and they play the lazy game and they skip the property because they're like, oh, these photos look ugly. But the house checks all the boxes. The house checks every single box, but the agent took the photos on a rainy day. And then the buyer isn't as excited because everyone today puts everything in their life through a filter. Filter photos of themselves. They filter photos of their kids, their cats, their cars. They can't put that house in a photo in a filter because someone else took the photos and they look at it through an unfiltered lens and they think something's wrong with it. They need to go look at it in person. So real estate agents, take your clients to old listings. Home buyers, focus on some of the old listings when you're not finding what you want or in a competitive market because that might be where the deal is. And your perfect home may just be sitting behind some crappy photos or a bad agent that overpriced the home at the beginning. So hopefully that makes sense. And if you're curious about what's going on in your neighborhood, you want to know what your home value is, you want an instant cash offer, you want to see what your neighbor's home sold for, just go to duncanduo.com. We get this new website that pulls all the data in your neighborhood, and it sends you these valuation reports every single month so that you know what's going on in your neighborhood. You know if when your neighborhood may be in foreclosure. If that's the case, you want to get your home on the market before that happens because that'll pull the market down in your neighborhood. You may want to find, who sold their house, what they sold it for, is it under contract? All of those things you can see. Just go to duncanduo.com and our team of agents will also reach out. Here's why this matters. Consumers today don't want to talk to anyone, and I get it. You want to Amazon your way to selling your house, and I wish it was that easy. Sometimes it can be. You're just going to give away a lot of equity for the convenience. But if you want to maximize your value and know what you can get at the top of the market, know the highest amount you can get, let one of our agents reach out and communicate with you because they're going to reach out and communicate with you and talk to you about what you can do to improve your home's value. What have you done to improve your home's value? Maybe the automated estimate that shoots out your home value doesn't align with what you hope it's worth. And if that's the case, maybe something about your home isn't connecting with data. All of the online aggregators for home values pull only data. They don't know if you upgraded the kitchen, if you've never sold the home or never put it on the market. They don't know that you redid your pool, maybe even don't know that you did an addition or that your school district changed. So our agents will reach out to you and go through the data of your property and the condition and the features and make adjustments so you can really know what's going on with your specific home value. So if you want that kind of expertise, you want one of our top agents to reach out to you, walk you through the steps of how to understand the highest market value you can get, share the features and conditions, share the upgrades, as well as give you advice about what you might need to do. You just got to go again to DuncanDuo.com. Again, that is DuncanDuo.com.